Hey Leo, Mariah here. It's an absolute pleasure to be reading for you today. So I want to go ahead and look at your current situation for the month of June. So if you haven't, go ahead and leave a like, comment, and subscribe if this reading resonates for you. Also, too, these are the last few days that you're able to get a personal reading from me at half off. So if you're interested in a personal reading, click on the link in the description box below. So let's get started, Leo. Okay, Leo, so let's go ahead and let's get into your reading. And let's see what's going on with your current situation in the month of June. So let's check things out for my Leos. What is going on with their situation in the month of June? We have the Death in the reverse, Strength, the Moon, Three of Cups in the reverse, and one last one, the Two of Cups in the reverse, Seven of Cups on the bottom of the deck. Okay, Leo. So you are going through a transformation process. And I hate to say transformation because I know that word can be thrown around very frequently, very often, but this is more on the psychological level, on a deep, spiritual, soul wrenching, soul squeezing level of really having to let some things go, of really having to release some things. But I like this, right? I don't want to focus on that because you already know the work that you've done and that you've been doing. I think what is more important here is your fixed vision. You have a very fixed vision on something. You have a very fixed focal point towards something, and no, you may not know where it's going to lead you. No, you may not know what's on the other side. You may even be during this time, especially when you're alone or when you're with yourself or just by yourself, whether it is through prayer or speaking the spirit, it just feels like you're really trying to hone in into your instinct, into your intuition, into your spirituality, and really not only trying to pull back layers of why you are being led in a certain direction, but I think you're trying to understand the true purpose of your life at this time and how this specific transitional period is relating or correlating to your life's purpose. And I think this is one of the most significant times we can have or periods we can have. And I think we do go through this a few times in our lifetime. And you're just in that season of really being authentically honest with yourself, of really being painfully truthful with yourself, and really having to look at some of the mindsets, some of the actions, or some of the behaviors we may have exhibited or engaged in, how it no longer aligns with our true purpose. And the true purpose doesn't have to be this huge spiritual, magnificent thing, but whatever that means to you at the core level, whatever your true purpose looks to you and looks like for you on the core level. But I will say one thing for certain and two things for sure. If you haven't understood this now, you will understand this in the month of June. I think there are some habits and behaviors, whether it is going out and spending a lot of money, whether it's certain friends in the company you keep, whether it's certain relationship partners that either you've attracted or you've entertained. There are certain habitual behaviors or patterns that you know haven't really boded well, or at least is no longer in alignment with the path and understanding your true purpose in this life, at least for this stage of your life. And I will tell you this, we tend to go through different periods and sectors of our lives where our path is going to change and it's going to adapt and evolve into the version of who we are in that time frame of our life. So who you were in your purpose at maybe, let's say, your younger years, it's going to be different than what it is and where you are now in your older years. And that's based upon the wisdom and the experience you have gained and garnered over the time frame of just living life and just going through the motions of experience. And this is why I go back and I say to you, Leo, you're really in a space of truly cultivating that internalized wisdom that you were given through spirit, that you were given through God, or whatever it is that you believe, that you were given through your ancestral lineage, things that have been passed down to you, and you're looking at things from a broader scope. And by being able to look at things from a broader scope, when we are looking at our direction forward and our true path forward, this is also igniting that fixed vision, because you know that there is a specific direction that you want to go, but it is requesting you, and you're having to be put, or you've gone through that period of being put in the hot seat of having to face things about yourself. And again, the people, the circumstances, situations you've surrounded yourself around, or the habits that you've engaged in that does not align. I want to look a little bit further here for you. Why is this moon here? The Eight of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, this is being able to stop while you're ahead. This is being able to really stop the road or the path you've been taking because again, you're able to see that it doesn't align with you. I would even say to you, Leo, geez. I would even say to you, Leo, when you really look deep down, I think in the month of June for you, I think you know the independence you want to have, or the financial stability you want to have, or even just being able to be very comfortable and content in life, being able to live more so of a worry-free life, maybe more so like worry-free from having to deal with debts, worry-free from having to be concerned about certain situations, worry-free when it comes to having to be concerned about our job, our occupation, or our health, or our mental state. You just want to be able to be at a place of ease. And I've said this before, and I don't, when I say ease, I don't mean an easy life, but just being able to really feel like you're on stable and solid, solidified ground. And that's what you want, and you're really focused on that. So I think, Leo, you're really doing a lot of good work, not only prior to the month of June, but especially in the month of June, of cutting out the excess baggage, the excess waste, and you're really detoxing your life. And you've been in the process of detoxing your life. And I would ask to you, Leo, if you were to really think about the things that you are really releasing in the month of May, again, because your focus is very tunnel vision and you know where you're wanting to go, what is it that you're detoxing from? Whether it's things that you have stored emotionally, psychologically, mentally, maybe people and places that you've had around you. What are you truly letting go of? And mind you, I would say this to you, especially if you are a Leo that is truly ingrained in your spiritual body. You truly feel connected to the other side. You truly feel like you're of this world, but not from it. If you are that Leo that really feels like you have somewhat of a preordained life. And what I mean by that is you feel that you have a certain mission or purpose to accomplish here, even if you can't really articulate it. You know that you're destined for much greater. You know that you're destined for much higher. You know that you're destined to really achieve or be of something and make something significant and magnificent of your life. I would ask you, what are you releasing that is going to really align you even further? What is that for you, Leo? I want to look a little bit more. Yeah. I literally, okay, let me put these to the side then. Because when I get repetitive messages, then I know I'm just gonna go off what my gut tells me. I don't even need the rest of the cards. I like the space that you're in. I genuinely like the space that you're in because you're being very observant. You're using your knowledge from your past, your wisdom from your present, and you're sculpting the vision for your future. But I can't deny that I feel like the Leo that I am specifically speaking to, it's like when whether you are tapping deeply into your spiritual gifts, whether it is through your dreams or just things that you just feel, though, I don't know if you've ever felt this, maybe I'm crazy for saying this, but I don't know if you've ever felt just the energy, just the spirit come over you, just that presence where you know it's not of your own energy, it's not of your own being, it's something else that comes over you. And it feels like whatever that is, it's helping you. It's trying to help you. And I think you're listening. I think you're understanding. Again, you may not be able to fully articulate it, but I do think in the month of June, you're being very critical and you're being very observant and perceptive of your surroundings, of the people around you, of the circumstances that you're in. I think you're even further being more critical of yourself, of how did you get to the position that you're in now? And how do we either get out of our situation that we're in now, or how do we further propel ourselves to the situation we want to be in? And I think with this lens, and I'm not going to say everyone is going to agree with this, so that's why I know I'm speaking to somebody specific on this. You are going to have to move, or you're moving into more of a cold state. I don't mean having a cold heart. I don't mean looking at the world in a cold way, but to really detach yourself not only from your own inhibitions and your own shortcomings, but other people and circumstances as well. You know you have to move more into the space of, I have to put me first. I have to consider my needs. I have to consider my desires. And I have to, by all means necessary, if you are a byproduct of the choices that I make, I'm sorry, that's not on me, that's on you. But I have to look out for me first, because who has looked out for me when I needed people to look out for me? Who has been there and arranged things for me when I needed that done? And because you're taking on this more cold lens, and again, in the context of what I'm talking about, you are so sharp. You are absolutely so sharp on where you're going. I will tell you too, Leo, just to kind of wrap this up, because I don't want to make this too long, because I see where you're currently are at. If you continue to go down this route, I think one of two things can happen here. I think one of the things, you're going to feel much lighter. I think you're going to release a lot of baggage, whether it's internally or externally, whether it's certain habits that we need to let go of that hold us back, certain mindsets that we have to let go of that hold us back. Or the other way that this can happen is that because you're furthering your connectivity to the other side, because you're furthering your connection to spirit, because you are honing in to what your true purpose is and what you desire to go after, you become more of this light. And even further than that, the magnitude, because you have this, I don't want to say like a force field, that I don't want to go too left with this, too sci-fi, but because your light is going to be increasing, because you are aligning yourself with a higher vibration, a higher frequency, a lot of the external things, even the mindsets internally, even the things externally, are going to start falling away throughout the month of June, because the frequency that you are residing on and everything else that existed prior to you elevating no longer aligns. And when energy and frequency are not on the same plane, they cannot coexist in the same space. They cannot coexist in the same environment. So either those situations have to fall away, or you're going to have to remove yourself from those situations. And I think it's a gradual process. So I would tell you, the universe, spirit, God, whoever it is that you truly believe in, that talks to you, that speaks to you through any type of means or methods, whether it's through dreams, premonitions, whether it is through your own abilities that you are personally cultivating, when you're moving more into this alignment, what you're going to see is not only the world open up for you in a very panoramic view, but I think you're going to really tap into that clarity. And that's the part I'm excited for you. I think you're going to really tap into that clarity where you can now start to foreshadow and foresee, and almost in a predictive way, knowing your moves 5 steps ahead, 3 steps ahead, 10 steps ahead. And because those steps are in alignment with your new frequency that you have elevated to, you're going to be more confident. You're going to be more assertive. You're going to be more direct than what you already are when it comes to going that route, because nothing is stopping you, because you see the foreshadowing of what's to come for you. And that's because you taking the time out for yourself to not only align yourself with the positive frequency that you need to be on, but because you're developing yourself further spiritually. I just, I just heard the word guru in some sense. So you may even, and I would, two things here. You may be entering into such a high frequency, even if you don't view yourself as this, or you don't self-proclaim yourself as this, I think other people are going to see you in some form of a guru. I think other people are going to see you in some form of like a shaman, some form of a teacher, some form of a mentor, because of how you're doing it and how you're separating and how you're getting from point A to point B so smoothly, even though it wasn't a smooth journey, but from the outside it looks smooth. You're going to embody that unintentionally, where people are looking you at like that, even though you're not self-proclaiming it, but other people are going to look at you like that and want to be drawn into you like a moth to a flame. So I would say keep going, Leo. The month of June, I think it's going to be an important month for you. I felt like I said that in the last reading, but it's especially when we look at the workings on the inside. So Leo, I know this was kind of a interesting read a little bit. It feels very abstract, but this is what is coming through. Know that I love you. I really do. If this has resonated, which I know it won't with all of you, go ahead, leave a like, comment, or subscribe. And also too, again, the end of May is the last that you can get a personal reading from me at 50% off if you would like. So the link is in the description. I will catch you next time. Bye, Leo.